Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different than my typical motherhood and lifestyle content. So as you know, we have lived in this house here on base in Japan since November. So it's now February, so we've been here for quite a little while now. And when we first moved in, if you watched our home tour, you would know that I was not very excited about our kitchen. So with doing a little bit of DIY research, I figured out a really cost-effective way to renovate and up our kitchen to make it look a lot nicer with the backsplash. And we were originally going to be doing the counters as well, but later on in the video you'll see why we decided not to. But I'm so excited with the way that it came out. We renovated our backsplash in our kitchen for only $25, and I'm surprisingly very happy with the way that it turned out. To do the counters and the backsplash in your kitchen, you will need rubbing alcohol, a clean cloth, and also a heat gun if you guys have one. If you don't have a heat gun, a blow dryer should do the job. A heat gun obviously gets just a little hotter than the blow dryer, but a blow dryer should be fine. Before we get right into the video, I did want to have a little disclaimer stating that I did get the supplies for the backsplash and the countertops here in Japan. We have a store called Daiso, and Daiso is basically similar to the Dollar Tree back in the States, except honestly it's a lot nicer and the quality is way better than any Dollar Tree or 99-cent store I have been to in the States. I'm not quite sure if you'll be able to find these similar panels in the 99-cent store or the Dollar Tree back at home, so I highly recommend go searching for that, but I'm pretty sure you can find similar items on Amazon. But if you happen to go to your local 99-cent or dollar store and you can't find similar panels, I know Amazon will have similar ones. But without any further ado, if you guys want to see how I renovated our kitchen for less than $25, then please keep watching. Okay, first we're gonna go into the counters and I'm gonna explain how we did it, how well it was going, and why we decided to not continue with the counters. But first I want to share the panel that we used. So we were using marble and the panel looks something like this. We did only buy a couple of these panels before we decided to, I guess, forego the countertop application, I guess. But the panels look a little something like this, so let me go ahead and show you guys. I don't have any panels saved from the backsplash because we actually ended up using them all, but you'll see exactly what they look like when we get further into the video. So the panels for the countertops look like this. So the reason why you will need a heat gun or a blow dryer is to relax the fabric. So this essentially is like a glossy plastic. The adhesive that is already on it underneath it is very sticky. But when you do apply the heat gun or a blow dryer, it relaxes the material, so that way it gets all of the creases and bubbles, and that way the material will lay flat on the countertops. As you see in the video right here, Andrew is using the heat gun to smooth out the countertops, and honestly it was looking so good. We were so happy with the way that it was turning out. But here is the hard part. So if you're renting or you live on base like we do, you may come across this issue. So once we got to the sink area, we realized that the faucet itself wasn't able to detach. And the way that the material was, it was too sticky and too plasticky to pre-cut the plastic and expect it to go over the sink perfectly and the faucet. We tried to maneuver it a couple of times to see if that would work, but after almost an hour of trying to figure out if we were going to go through with the sink, we decided just to lift up the contact paper. Even though it was looking so amazing on the rest of the counters, Andrew gave me two options. And if you're new around here, Andrew is my husband, and he said either we could lay it down near the sink and it's not gonna look right, but if it made me happy, he would do it anyways, which, what an amazing husband. Or he said that we could just completely not do the project because he knows me and he knows that I wanted it to be kind of close to perfect. He said you could either keep it and it just honestly is not gonna look right, and to be frank, it's gonna look dumb. So after thinking about it for 20 minutes, because I was so proud of the work him and I both were doing on the counters, I said, you know what, you're right. It's gonna bother me if it looks super dumb around the sink and not anywhere else. Let's go ahead, lift up the material and decide on not to go through with the fabric. So even if you are renting or you're in your forever home and you're looking for an inexpensive way to basically redo your countertops, I highly recommend getting this if you have the patience and if you have the capability of lifting up the faucet and the sink. For us, we just didn't, and since we're living on base, we didn't want to mess with any of like the wiring or the pipes, so we decided to forego this project. And honestly, after lifting up the contact paper, we honestly had a good laugh about it because we spent over 2 hours laying down the previous contact paper to getting it perfectly, and we pretty much just wasted that time. But the point is that we tried, and honestly our countertops are not even that bad. It was the backsplash that really bugged me. But if you happen to try this at home, definitely let me know how it turns out or tag me over on Instagram. I would love to see and hear how everything worked out for you guys. But let's move on to probably my favorite part, and that's the backsplash. So the backsplash was a lot easier than the countertops, and to be honest, we should have just done the backsplash, but again, it is what it is. You'll see in my clips, but the backsplash actually came in panels like this, which was actually perfect because we were able to measure and cut and not have to deal with plastic. Our backsplash is a foam. We did get the faux rock look. We had tons of options to choose from, but I decided to go with the faux rock white look. I just thought it looked really nice and clean and still modern, and just honestly, it really vamped up our kitchen a lot, and I'm really happy that we went with this style. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do when laying down this kind of backsplash is take everything off your counters so that way nothing is in the way. And then you're gonna get a cloth and kind of drench it in rubbing alcohol and clean the walls. You're gonna wanna let that sit and dry on the walls for a couple of minutes before you apply the backsplash. So the backsplash, again, was a lot easier than the countertop. So basically what we did was lay panel by panel. So basically how we started was very simple and easy, and we kind of kept this method throughout the whole entire backsplash. We laid panel by panel. We made sure the faux grout in the foam was lined up when it went vertical, but wasn't lined up when it was going horizontal, because this kind of backsplash is not supposed to be matchy-matchy, and that's what really gives it the natural rock backsplash, but making sure the lines that were going vertical were not matching. Once we got to the outlets and the light switches, Andrew was being very tedious with this and making sure everything measured out perfectly. So we actually took out a measuring tape and measured basically how many inches from the light switch to the beginning or the end of the panel he will need to cut. So you'll see in the clips how he did that. He actually did it very fast and efficiently, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So that's the only thing that I would recommend, is when you get to the light switches and to the outlets, that you want to make sure that you're cutting the panels correctly, because if you don't cut enough or if you cut too much, it's going to look funny and you'll be able to see the previous backsplash that is on the wall already. So make sure when you get to that step, you're being very tedious and accurate, so that way you get the best outcome for the backsplash. And after about an hour, we were able to finish the backsplash. So I honestly would say it was a lot faster than doing the countertops, because the countertops have edges and you want to make sure everything is lined up way more properly. But since the backsplash pretty much was just a straight across flat surface, and the only thing we had to worry about were the outlets and the light switches. So considering that, the backsplash definitely took way less time, and I feel like that's what really switched up our kitchen and made it more personal to us. But that's going to conclude today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I'm really into DIY house stuff right now. If you guys happen to try the countertops or the backsplash at home yourself, make sure you let me know how it works out, or tag me on Instagram or send me a message here. I would love to hear about all of your DIY home projects, and I have my eyes on a few more projects that I would like to do around the house. So if you guys enjoy these kind of videos and would like to see any future DIY videos from me, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you guys here, and I will just see you guys in my next video. Bye.